here today?
Yes.
Yes, we can. Yeah,
We can, since we
Next
did.
question.
Well, Professor Bob Wysocki melted up a bunch of very old basalt. It's about 1 billion year old lava flow from northern Wisconsin is where we got the material. It's inside the furnace here. It gets heated up and then poured out in a very large scale lava flow experiment of a kind that's being done only here at Syracuse University. Nowhere else in the world is anything on this scale being done with molten material like this. We do these experiments for many different reasons, to understand how lava behaves for basic scientific purposes, and we want to understand what are the conditions that make, for example, a simple sheet as opposed to a more narrow channelized flow, or these sort of lumpy inflated flows that we make sometimes as well.
3.5 years ago, we had an iron pour, and a residue of the blast furnace process is a slag that comes out that is off the top of the hot iron, and it formed a miniature lava flow that would fit in your hand. It was very black glass-like material, and I thought about it for 2 weeks, researched if it was possible with temperatures and stuff to melt it, and went and found Jeff. I believe it was mid-October of 2009. It took me an hour and a half to get out of his office because he couldn't believe. Yeah, we went from, you probably thought at first I was nuts, and then the numbers started, or...
Yeah, well, it became very clear that Bob knew exactly what he was doing. He knew how hot it had to be. He knew a little bit about lava flows already from where he'd grown up. And so right away I thought, okay, well, this is kind of interesting, but to be honest, I thought he was talking about making jewelry or maybe an ashtray or something, some arts and crafts kind of thing like that. Of course, I've come to learn much better that Bob's objectives are much more larger and more sophisticated than that, but immediately it was obvious that there was something really interesting that could be done here. He was talking about pouring 100 pounds of lava initially, which we did just a few weeks later. And then, of course, we graduated to much larger volumes now. And, Bob's on his agenda is pouring lava flows that are still much bigger, to make whole lava flow fields, which will be both scientifically and artistically interesting. And, at its core, that's what our project's all about, that sort of fusion of art and science and how they both inform one another in a really interesting way. So I feel very lucky that Bob came in to see me that day, and it's both our friendship and our collaboration has blossomed since that time.